Don't mind me. Just sitting here with a little bit of tea, a little bit of honey, lemon, ginger. I'm trying to get rid of this cold. I feel like I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Also, my head's kind of being cut out. I need to move the camera. Hold on. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope that you're having a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Justin, and today we're listening to Kraftwerk. We're going to listen to the first side of their album Autobahn, which is the title track, which is all released in 1974. So I've been gifted 2 albums from the band, and I've heard this song is one of their more famous, acclaimed ones, and I was always going to get to this one first. So we're definitely going to listen to Autobahn first, and then we may listen to the other 2 albums that were sent over to me. But I've heard a lot about this track, even like years and years before this channel. I've heard so much about this track, and I don't think I've ever listened to it. So I think today is the day to give it a go, give it a spin. Now, I do know that Kraftwerk are an electronic group. I don't know much more besides that, and that they're German. So you know what? Thinking of recommendations and artists and bands to recommend to you guys, I would love to recommend you a group that if you like Kraftwerk, maybe there's some similarities. I don't know. I'm going to recommend you another electronic group. So I'm going to recommend you the band Boards of Canada. Boards of Canada are very well known in like the electronic, minimalistic, ambient kind of world. But I would love to recommend you guys the album Gio Gotti. If you don't have time right now for the whole album, at least listen to the title track, Gio Gotti. Great piece of electronic minimalism. There's some nice beats in there as well. Gets kind of heavy just for a little bit, but then brings it all back down. I don't know. They're just a very talented group. Okay, take a sip. Put the tea down here. Also, I really mean it when I say this, but thank you guys so much for watching the videos. I have no idea how popular, Kraftwerk or Autobahn, how many views these videos you'll get. I just like to choose music that interests me or sounds interesting to me, and of course that you guys recommend. So if you're here, doesn't matter whether there's 10 views here, 100 views, or 1,000. I appreciate your visiting, your being here. But without further ado, let's get into it. You can join me on Twitter in the comments down below. This is Autobahn by Kraftwerk.
Lautsprecher klingt es dann.
That's a great road trip song, okay? Perfect, just as the song title is, right? So before even listening to this song, I kind of assume, and I still assume, that the song title Autobahn is, of course, named after the highway in Europe, the Autobahn, of which there is no speed limit. So I was always imagining that this is a track to be accompanied by, driving on that road, or watching, videos of driving on that road. So about halfway through, I was like listening to it. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I should be watching some video of the road. So I found this video, 4K driving on the Autobahn. At first, I was watching it for a little bit. Then I figured I'd turn it around for you guys. So hopefully it was somewhat visible. So one of the reasons I wanted to watch the video was, one, to, of course, get a feel for perhaps what inspired them out of this road, but also because I wanted to see the scenery around, because I don't really know anything about the Autobahn besides what I just told you. So I don't know if the scenery is like mountainous, I don't know if there's like woods and forest around, if it's industrial. So I wanted to kind of get a look at what's around the Autobahn. So even though I wasn't watching like a ton of it because I turned it around for you guys, I did see some forest, I did see a lot of greenery around. So there is an interesting kind of mix of the industrial, the man, and nature, the organic, which I think is especially interesting just because of their music. Because from what I can tell on the personnel, this isn't all electronic in here. Just because looking at the personnel, you have violin, guitar, percussion, like you have other instruments in here besides just electronic synths and drums. So just as the road and the scenery is a mix of man and nature, the music itself is also a nice mix of man and nature, or organic and digital. Also, something that surprised me is how much the music changed. Because I kind of had an idea coming into this that this was going to be repetitive electronic music, but I thought it would be more repetitive than it was. So for example, at some points the synth would come up with the theme and it would lead for a while, and the bass would remain pretty stagnant. And then, as if like on perfect cue, the bass would all of a sudden change its melody according to that lead synth. And they would both kind of intertwine and dance a little bit, and then like the lead would back off and the bass would now reign, and the bass would become very strong, rising, and then it would all drop back down. Like, there was just a very nice movement to the whole track here. Now, once again, kind of getting back to what I assume is their inspiration as the Autobahn, this is a great soundtrack to drive along to. Now, I don't know about you, but personally, I love driving. For me, driving is a stress reliever. It is enjoyable for me. I actually love when there's like something I have to go to far away, because that means I can drive, put on music, and just like, that's like my meditation state. So the music here is perfectly capturing the essence of driving, at least to me. It perfectly captures the meditation that I receive, the relaxation that I receive while driving. Even when about halfway through we get into that part where like it's like kind of drony, and you get the sound effects of cars passing by and horns almost, beeping at you. Like, you get a little bit of a moment of tension to remind you, like, hey, maybe you're stuck in traffic. But then it all finds its groove once again, and we move back into those more happy, groove-laden moments. I especially love how the chorus of the song comes in, because the lyrics here, and they're in German, so forgive me for my pronunciation. We're fahren auf der Autobahn. Like, the joyous way that they sing it is, to me, the joy that I experience when I'm driving. So if we're kind of listening to this song, this track as an experience, more so than just a piece of music, as a road trip, as a journey, more so than destination, I love the spirit that they capture in the music, because they do capture the joy of driving. And even if there's some stressful moments, like they exemplify in the track, even if you get stuck in traffic at some point, you still always come back to that joy, that happiness you feel while you're driving. Now, of course, you start off the song with the keys in the ignition and actually driving and beginning the ride. But even before the drums come in, I love this excitement that's built here, because this is something that I can perfectly imagine feeling, and do feel, when beginning one of those long trips. This is like getting onto the on-ramp of the road, but also this is the on-ramp to the music itself before those drums come in. Yeah, there's some sort of optimism there. And that, I love how they use those passing sounds to emulate cars. And at that point, now we're on the highway. And see, like, when I heard this, which sounds like a flute, that's why this is, I think, the moment when I wanted to look up footage of the Autobahn and driving on there. Because that was like, wait, is there like mountains or some sort of very scenic beauty around the Autobahn at certain points maybe? And that's why I really wanted to look at footage to see if maybe, you know, there were. Something about just that moment in the music caught my attention. And honestly, now that I'm looking at footage of the drive on here and I see other like driving videos on the sides, on the thumbnails, these may be some videos I could watch. There's the most interesting things on YouTube, right? Like there's videos of just walking through a city in the rain, like in 4K. Those are so relaxing. There's something so peaceful about those videos. Like if you're ever interested, I know it sounds boring, but like look up walking through, I don't know, Tokyo, New York City in the rain in 4K. There's just something, what is it about those videos that is so relaxing? I don't know. See, and you even have some very light guitar work here. It just adds something very personal to the music. I love electronic music, so even if there weren't any acoustic instruments, it wouldn't really matter to me as long as it sounds good. But just the fact that they did bring those in, it adds a certain spark in those moments where they feature. That's a great choice to make. And they even have some vocoder vocals in certain moments throughout the piece as well. But see, like here, the music becomes just a little bit more discordant. Perhaps like we're stuck in traffic, or we got a flat. The sounds of the cars passing us by. Yeah. It almost sounds like old video game music. Like 8-bit, 16-bit, like some of the sound effects on there. But then we always come back to this. The chorus is light, it's happy. It just feels good. And then we have some more speaking or something over here. At that point, let me pull up the lyrics really quick. I do have them here in English. Now, the constant chorus that's going on is translated into "We are driving, driving, driving on the motorway." The other lyrics on here are, "In front of us is a wide valley. The sun is shining with glittering rays. The road is a gray ribbon, white stripes, green border." Simple, poetic. It's a gray ribbon, straight ahead, white stripes in the road, green border. The green to the left and the right of us. Simple, simple, and yet it means something. Could they have just kept this instrumental and not at all featured their voices and the same points gotten across? Sure. But I do think that the addition of their voices adds a bit of a human element to it, and it doesn't feel so mechanical. You know? It gives you a little bit of warmth. And I like that theme that keeps on reoccurring throughout the track, always making its presence known, and always bringing us back to something to hold on to. And they just kind of play around with it from there. Now, I don't know really anything about Kraftwerk, so I would like to know how many people are in the band, actually. It looks like maybe, well, I see a picture of 4 people. At least currently there's 4 people in the band. Are there always 4 people in the band? In this album, at least credit-wise, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it seems that there's 4 main people in the band. I think that there's 4 people on the cover of this album, actually. Hold on. Okay, so on Man Machine, you do have 4 people. So I would assume that there's 4 people in the band. I'm assuming. I think. Now, interesting on Wikipedia that it says Autobahn is Kraftwerk's biggest hit in the US, reaching number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100. That is incredibly interesting. I would love to know how this song got on the Hot 100. I think that's amazing. Now, I do see here that there is a single edit, apparently, of the song, which is 3 minutes and 28 seconds. I'm not quite sure how you could edit this down to 3 minutes and keep the essence of the song, but someone did it. Someone did it. It also says that the chorus was often mistaken for the English phrase, "fun, fun, fun," on the Autobahn. and thought to be a reference to the 1964 Beach Boys song Fun, 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 to which the member Wolfgang Fleur said, "No, someone else told me that they, the misinterpreters, thought the way we speak in German, fahren, I think that's how you pronounce it, fahren, which means driving, sounds like the English word fun. That is wrong. But it works. Driving is fun. We had no speed limit on the Autobahn. We could race through the highways, through the Alps. Ah, the Autobahn does go through the Alps. So yes, fun, 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 fun. But it wasn't anything to do with the Beach Boys. We used to drive a lot. We used to listen to the sound of driving. Wind, passing cars and lorries, the rain. Each and every moment the sounds around you are changing. And the idea was to rebuild those sounds on the synth. And I think that they did an awesome job. That's actually a great statement. They did a great job, in my opinion, of recreating what it is to drive. Of course, their experience on the Autobahn, of which I've never driven on or been to, but I can easily replicate that in my own personal experience of just driving. And as I mentioned, the happiness I personally get when I drive. I love driving. Ooh, oh, I love driving. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Hope that you enjoyed the video I pulled up here just to give you guys something to watch. Sorry for coughing and stuff throughout. I don't think you heard me. And I edited it out. I edit out whenever I cough during the video, so you don't even see that. But sorry for that. Sorry for my nasally voice. You can follow me on Twitter. Let me know your thoughts on the track in the comments. If you'd like, you can support the channel on Patreon. But I hope that you enjoyed the music. Hope that you enjoyed the video. Hope that you enjoyed your time here. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.